I'm a researcher working with large-scale omics initiatives. I have been worked with omics technologies for quite some time in academia, companies, and now in a hospital. And in this translational laboratory, we translate research findings into patient care. And unfortunately, I experienced quite some events where a project failed because, for instance, the technology wasn't working properly or the samples were incorrect. In one case, for instance, a protein biomarker I was studying turned out to be sensitive to freeze thawing, so it was unstable and we couldn't find it anymore. In another case, we got samples from different clinical centers that turned out to be very heterogeneous, which we found in our metabolomics analyses. So it would be wonderful to have a central resource or a toolbox that showed best practices and guidelines how to avoid such mistakes.
Problems like ALENs are common in the multi-omic research field. Challenges in understanding the interrelationship of omics biomarkers, the lack of accessibility of best practices for quality control and assessment, as well as the limitation of data management and analysis pipelines have limited the adoption of multi-omic findings in the clinical settings.
To that end, we developed a centralized toolbox, which covers all the lessons learned from the field that could benefit researchers and clinicians to adopt it and to improve the workflow to clinical use.
The Multi-omics Toolbox is a knowledge hub for translational researchers and clinicians that contains a number of validated resources such as standardized protocols for individual omics technologies, best practices for quality control and assessment processes, as well as tools and services to adopt fair practices for data analysis and management.
The Multi-omics Toolbox has been tested and tried by the community within the EATRIS-Plus project. We started with a Czech cohort of healthy individuals, but also we've tested it with metabolomic studies here in the Netherlands. And by that, we provide even best practice advices to further improve it.
Discover protocols, guideline, best practice for your multi-omics research, and all in one place. We welcome you not only to use the Multi-omics Toolbox for your research, but also to contribute to it.
Build with the community, for the community.